Hey there, HNDs. So we're going to talk about this beautiful thing here. This is the Panasonic HC-X1 4K, and this here is just beautiful. We have two of these in college, and if you have used the Sony for the likes of the HVR HD1000E or the HVR1, what is it called again? V1E? If you use them, then you'll be able to quickly understand how to use this camera. The V1E has a lot of the similar components here, whereas the 1000E doesn't. But anyway, so yeah, let's just get into it and I'll show you how it all works. Alright, so I'm going to try and give a very quick tutorial on this camera. If I had to go over every single feature, this video would be an hour plus long. Alright, I'm going to give you the quick start guide to this, okay? Battery goes in the back. Inside you've got a little push. That's to eject the battery. It's hard to do it with one hand. Don't just try and yank the battery out. Put it in, make sure that your pins are facing down. Slot it in, push down till you hear a click. Turn the camera on. You have this little on switch here. This is only an off or an on, and then you get record in the middle. So switch it to on, you'll hear the camera starting to boot up with the fan. And as you can see here as well, we've also got, I'm not going to get into detail here, but we've also got some ports here. So just know that they're there. This Panasonic takes SD cards, and you usually want to have an SD card in port 1. If you feel like your filming is going to take up more than that SD card, you can actually put an SD card in port 1 and port 2. Once port 1's filled up, the camera will automatically shift your filming to port 2. You get your audio stuff in here as well. This is to adjust gains, set phantom power. I'm not going to go too much into that. The only one that I would want you to take note of is this audio one up here. This is if you want to put in a microphone and clip it in here. This is your audio 1 port, and your audio 2 port is down there to plug in a second microphone. Big red button, record. Press again to stop recording. This is your zoom in and zoom out. Zoom in, zoom out. This is essentially your lens cap. So make sure that's flicked up to open up your lens so you can see things. Alright, you get two ways of actually viewing the shot. You can use this viewfinder here, or if you pull this, you've got a viewfinder in there as well. That way then you can see whatever it is that I'm doing. And you've just got a lovely view of my living room. Alright, so if you pull that out and there's no footage shown, try pressing this button here, LCD/EVF. What this button is doing is it's determining if your view is either going to only come out of here, or if it's automatically going to switch between both. Alright, so if you pull this out and there's nothing there, press that little button there, see if that does anything for you. When it's set to auto, if there's anything covering this, there's a light sensor in there. If there's anything covering this, this will shut down. So if you're filming in the dark and you want to use this as your viewfinder, press that button to only set it to the LCD panel so that then nothing will blank this out. The button next to your LCD switch is your optical image stabilizer. Alright, so you'd usually want that on. Here you get the ND filter. If you've set your settings appropriately and it's still a little bit too overexposed, use that to darken your scene a little bit. This is your focus settings. You've got focus assist, and you've got your automatic manual focus. Here you've got your image gain. You select low, medium or high image gain. White balance settings. This scroll here we'll get into a little bit more detail in a second, but that is your scroll for your menus. That's your menu button where you can go and adjust your menu settings. And that changes your shutter speed. Okay, so this scroll here is a scroll and it also pushes in. So if you want to adjust your shutter, you select shutter and then you use this to adjust your shutter. It's all in this LCD panel, alright. Once you select shutter, shutter is highlighted and you just scroll that to adjust it, okay. Same if you're in your menu and you're wanting to scroll through your menu. Other thing to note as well is that this is a touch screen, so you can actually touch the screen to adjust whatever you want to adjust. Sometimes it is a little bit tight if you've got stubby little fingers like myself, but just know it is a touch screen as well. Once you have actually filmed something and say that you're wanting to play back, so I'm just going to take a little shot now, so I should also say as well, that is a film button, but also up here you've got another film button up there, and this is a slower zoom in and a zoom out as well, okay? So that can also record as well. So I'm just going to record a little bit of footage of my lovely Foo Fighters t-shirt. Just get a couple of seconds of that, and that should be enough. I'm going to press it again. If you want to play that back to make sure it's okay, you hit this thumbnail button, alright, right there. If you hit that, this is all your shots. And I can just select the shot that I just took and it will start to play back for you, okay? So just make sure when you're putting this camera away that your LCD is inserted back inside and that it is turned off, alright? So that's going to cover it for this little tutorial. So yeah, again, if you use these bulky cameras quite often, then you'll know that the layout, again, similar to a Canon, how that's sort of a traditional layout for that type of camera, the DSLR. For these bigger, more beefier video recorders, they all sort of have a similar layout if you look at the Sonys that we've already talked about and this Panasonic. So next we'll be talking about the Blackmagic, another beautiful camera. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.